皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So today everyone, I'd like to talk a little bit about Hagakure actually. I hardly had an occasion to talk about Hagakure in the past. A lot of people have been asking me to talk a little bit more about the content and my opinions towards the book. But first of all, just in case before I start talking, for those of you who don't know what Hagakure is a book written in the early Edo period by a samurai living during the Edo period. He wrote about Bushido, basically the way of the samurai and what Bushido is. So the author of Hagakure back at that time in the Edo period, he was very sad to see that the samurai, after the Sengoku War era ended and the peaceful Edo period began, he was seeing the samurai losing, what should I say, the warrior spirit basically, and just becoming public servants and just, going to work, and getting off of work and then going and drink some sake and then going to work again and getting off of work and just doing that over and over, and they don't have a heart of a true samurai or true warrior anymore. And that's the reason why he wanted to write a book about Bushido, so he can kind of so the samurai can all remember or bring back again basically what the real samurai spirit was about. So he wrote this book, Hagakure. And I think Hagakure, if you actually ever heard of Hagakure before, I think its image is the very famous phrase, Bushido to wa shinu koto to mitsuketari, which means Bushido is about dying, or basically Bushido is about death. And this phrase confused a lot of not just Japanese people, of course, but a lot of people overseas as well. What Bushido means to die? What is that supposed to mean? And I think a lot of people were confused by this. But recently, I was rereading a book. I read the Hagakure itself, the actual book. But to be honest, Hagakure is really, really long. By the way, the real Hagakure is super long, and of course, because it was written in more than 300, 400 years ago, the Japanese is really difficult at the same time. So I wanted to learn more about Hagakure, and there was an author who was a professor in Tokyo, I believe. He wrote this book saying that the content of Hagakure can be used for modern businessmen. So I was like, okay, so let's see how he perceives, what Bushido is about. And basically, to make a long story short, I wanted to explain or share with you what the professor's opinion is for the definition of Hagakure, saying that Bushido is about death. So as a conclusion, Bushido saying that it is about death, Bushido is about dying, is basically what the author wanted to say, the original author of Hagakure wanted to say, is that because samurai need to be able to make immediate decisions, of course, for example, on the battlefield or you're serving your lord, you need to make, sometimes it's not just sometimes, there's a lot of occasions where you need to make sudden decisions, right, and move immediately. If you are not prepared to die, you will not be able to act quick enough in order to win a battle or protect someone. So this is what he means. So basically, what he means is that you should already, inside your mind, consider yourself dead so that you'll be able to do everything immediately and take action, as soon as possible. So he's saying that inside your mind, always think that your life is already over. So that's the reason why it's important to count the things that you're grateful for when you're about to leave your house. Say your most sincere I love you to your family members, or do everything that you want to every day so you won't regret it. And be prepared to die because you are already dead, basically. This is the message of Hagakure is explained, or this is how it's perceived by the author who wrote the book explaining what Hagakure is about. So of course I think there could be a lot of other understandings towards it, but this is its conclusion in the book that I was recently reading. And I thought it's completely understandable, and this is exactly what I personally have been doing in my life too. And not, of course, for a really long time, but I guess rather recently. But, whenever I talk about my dream, I think you guys probably know, especially for you guys listening to my podcast channel, I always say that I do everything that I do in my life, like my businesses, YouTube channels, or running a team, having a family, everything, is because all I really want to do is not regret anything when I die. Not regretting anything when I die is basically my true goal. And that's basically the fundamental idea of all of my motivations. So I don't want to regret when I die. So I need to find something that I really want to do. What do I want to do? I want to try to make as many people as happy as possible. Okay, so in order to make as many people happy as possible, what can I do? I need to do something that I personally like doing. What do I like doing? Well, it seems I was lucky enough to be able to speak English, even though I'm fully Japanese, and I don't have that much resistance towards talking in front of people or talking in front of a microphone right now, like this right now. And then I guess maybe there will be some people who need me training in traditional culture and teaching about it, spreading about history and culture for those people who are wanting to learn about it, because there's not many Japanese people who are really good at that. And then I found my purpose, basically. So, but the original idea was not, oh, I love traditional culture, so I'm going to be doing it, or, oh, I want to make people happy because I'm going to be doing this. No, the original purpose for all of the motivation, basically, that what should I say, keeps me going, the engine basically keeps me going, is I don't want to regret it when I die. Yeah. So because I make all my choices so that I don't regret it when I die. I could die at this moment, right? I don't know, an earthquake might come in Japan and it could destroy my house, it could destroy my whole body and everything. And I could die right now, right? But still, I won't regret anything. Because I've always made my choices so that I don't regret it. Whenever I say "itterashai" to my daughter, my first daughter, and sending her out to kindergarten, I hug her with all of the love I have. When I say good night to my daughters, to my wife, I tell them the most dearest I love yous. And whenever I see my friends, whenever I say goodbye, I always feel this might be the last chance to meet them and see them, and I always keep that in mind, so I never regret anything in my life. I think, I probably will not regret anything. I mean, I would love to still continue to live, by the way, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things I would still love to do, but of course everyone dies at some point, right? Sooner or later everyone's going to be dying, and in that case, right now I have nothing to regret. And I think this is probably what Bushido is, Bushido and the message of Hagakure, what its intention is when it says Bushido is about death or dying. It's not about actually dying. It's about you kill yourself inside your mind so that you can immediately move and take actions. You decide what's important in your life in advance. You decide what's important. Sorry, that's my first daughter screaming over there. You decide what's important for you. Is it your family? Is it your beliefs? Well, in this case, in the Bushido world, it could be a lord. It could be anything, But you need to first of all decide so you can immediately take actions and never, what should I say, panic whenever something happens, So this is the message of Hagakure. And although I read the real Hagakure before, I read a few other books related to Hagakure, but I've never, what should I say, found such a clear explanation of what the term or the very famous quote, the phrase means. So I just wanted to share this with you. I'm probably going to be making a YouTube shorts about this topic as well, so I hope you can look forward to that too, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. So then everyone, as I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese willing to come to Japan to study, travel, work, or even train our traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a better future. And to do this, the nearest goal I have right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on our main channel. So our likes and comments will help to boost my videos to new viewers who have never seen our channel before. So it'd be great if you can help us out. Thank you so much, guys. And currently, we are very struggling to try to grow the number of subscribers. We're going to be doing a lot more things from now on and doing everything that we can. But again, we really need a lot of your support and help. And we're going to be really honest with you when we say this. We do want to, of course, achieve our dream, achieve our goals. So we're just going to be constantly be asking you for help because only you can help us reach our goals. So thank you so much for always supporting us. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.